Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on LeeChess.org and going to play another 5-minute game, 5-0. So how about we go with E5? This is rare for me to play E5 and reply to E4. Let's see how I fare. Okay. Well, I could go with knight to F6. Let's do it. We're going to enter something wild if they play knight G5, and I'm not quite sure what I would be doing. Okay, scratch that. I was going to take that as a big learning experience should knight G5 play. Should knight G5 be played. Okay, so they're going with a pretty tame development. Bishop outside pawn chain, and then D3. Okay, well, I have a decision here. I could play bishop c5, bishop e7, d5, d6, although I'd be going with this prior to d6. So what? Choose one. Choose one. How about we go with this? Just a modest deployment for the bishop, but I won't have any fear, at least, of a bishop g5 move. And I think I, too, will play my d-pawn a single step. So I'm not going to be so quick to play this move. I quite like seeing bishop g5. Why? Why are you such a fan of that? I'd really like to see a dark square bishop exchange for one. H6, bishop h4, knight h5. Is this an idea already? Let me give him a boot. Also, okay, hang on for a moment. I was thinking of maybe even g5. I have not castled kingside just yet. I don't know. Okay, let's throw in a pin. Let's see how they react for starters. Knight there. Okay. I'm going to play my queen up. And one idea might be bishop retreat, and then I'm threatening to hunt down the dark square bishop now that they've played their knight there. Should I go queenside? No, let's not get too crazy. But let's take this opportunity to play knight here. Maybe this was a bad idea. You know what? Maybe I'm going to sack my bishop. No. They're going for that, and that's something I didn't think about. Alright, let's castle kingside. You're going to go pawn hunting? Really? I'm going to look to fire up something against the white king if you do that. Don't you dare grab that b-pawn. Okay. I could play this right now. I don't see a reason not to. Queen here. I don't know if I'm so fearful of that. Let's give that a shot. I guess I could have gotten their b-pawn back. Queen takes b, rook f to b8, and grab here. Rook f so that I maintain control of the a-pawn. So queen here, I'm not getting the light square bishop. And they have pressure here. Alright, queens are gone. They have some serious pressure against this guy. Why aren't they recapturing? Is there some in-betweener? Show me the in-betweener. No, maybe a connection issue. Okay, I think I'm going to give this, I'm going to throw a question to the bishop. Yeah, let's do this. I want to be able to play knight here to reinforce that pawn. So let's get him back into the ball game right away. If he's kicked, okay. Well, I don't want to give up my light square bishop. So let's go here. Don't want to end up in a fork. Okay, so position is closed. And, well, how are you going to go about development? Well, I'm going to do this. It's a bit slow. They're going to come in this direction, but one thing I do like is that, let's get this move in for starters. One thing I do like is that the queens are at least off the board. This is like a King's Indian attack structure, but without the queens on the board. Let's go in for this. Gonna damage my structure. I'd like to get a knight into e5 if you take. Okay, so they have some serious dark square weaknesses. They can't target this guy so easily. Bishop f6 seems to be crying out, especially now since it not only hits the rook, but it stops a knight move here. Let's take. And then maybe play knight here next. Although this is certainly a move to consider. This is 5-0, buddy. What are you doing? Okay, now knight here. Get a move on. Get a move on. Fast. Knight b3. You're going straight in for that. Okay, I guess they're going to give me both bishops. Not a bad idea at all. So let me go here. I'm anticipating with this some pressure against d6. Gotta find good squares for my bishops. And I also want to stay out of a pin. Bishop c8, I end up in a pin. Crawling up into a ball, I realize. Hopefully I could hold this. I want to stop the rook trades. Okay, how to untangle. How to be an untangler. Okay, well, let's start with something. Alright, got to go faster. I think I need to do this. We'll see. Their knights are monsters, man. I got a serious case of monster knights here. I guess we'll go here. Oh my goodness, could you move? Alrighty. Give this knight a kick. For a second I thought they moved. They didn't move just yet. This rook could do something else, maybe. Let's just go here. Keep pressure on their knight. I'm really hesitant to, let's go here, to move my f-pawn because it exposes my king some. I'm pointing at f2. Maybe that's something to target. My light square bishop is not playing. Let's do this. Rook to e1 is probably really strong. Or that move. Yep, my pieces are falling like dominoes now. I just dropped my g-pawn. Oh boy. I thought I had a moment to save my g-pawn. Now I do. Okay, I might be untangling with this move. Wow. Is their knight trapped? I think their knight is trapped. Still difficult. Yeah, they're in a pin now. They missed that. Could even enter with my rook. Can I make it happen on the clock, though, is the big question. Wow. Wow. They're getting mated. They're getting mated. Double checkmate. Oh, man. Lucky. Can you say lucky? Yep. There's luck in chess. It's official. It should not have played out like that, for sure. Those knights were monsters. Bishop pair versus the knight pair in that particular case. Yikes. Yeah. If I could do it over, how would I do things a little bit different? One thing that has my attention, it must be said, is when it's here in this position, I think I'd go all the way back. I should have better anticipated this advance and my knight being kicked, and I didn't. And I know I was drawing some reference to this, being like a king's, or I don't know if in the game I was saying King's Indian attack. Anyhow, what I meant was this is like a King's Indian defense where black is looking to play on the king side. After this pushes in, like this, with this structure, white plays on the queen side. But, yeah, I think this is still something I have to be very cautious of. Even though the queens aren't on the board, this is still the correct way to approach it for white to play on the queen side. And I should have kept this square open for my knight is what I'm getting at in so many words here. Bishop, how did it play out? We had this move and I played knight here, and what I really want to do is get my knight on d7 really soon, but I can't. Yeah, I went with this, but they're just maintaining their pawn. This would be a serious problem because they never break on the queen side now, and I have all day to get in my desired f5 break. So they did well to reinforce that point. Let me put on the computer. I think it was pretty, I don't know. They're going to be saying that it's better for white for probably the whole game, is my guess. And this is a good idea. This getting in the pawn break is much more important. I'm playing with two bishops, but yeah, I'm really in a way not playing with two bishops. They're not so great. I mean, if I'm really calling this piece right here a bishop, that's a problem. I don't even know what you call this guy on e8. Ugh. Yeah, and the problem here is maybe I should have gone to c8. Maybe I was fearful too much of this. Put it on. But my rook is protected. It's having it as even, but this is tough. Oh no. This is tough because they get in this break, and then my 4 pawns versus 3, well, I have an unhealthy 4 versus 3 majority on the king side, and with this e pawn for a d pawn exchange, then I always have to be a bit concerned, clearly, about these pawns here becoming passed. d6, like right around what point? As soon as the e5 break came in. Yeah, I see I'm busted here. Well, okay, with my last move I'm busted because of, well, yikes. Knight b6. Not cool. e5. Yeah, I'm busted here, so I guess it still is holdable at this point. Let me take it from the top here. I don't think there's too much to really be pointing out in the opening here. I guess knight h5 is a problem because of h6. My idea on h6 was to play back. I guess they're quick to open in the center. Maybe a bit much to be looking for this knight jump into f4. Better to first get a little bit more development in. But why did I go with this? Let me share why I went with knight h5 here. I don't think I got to share that during the game, but knight h5 I wanted to get in so that there isn't some tactical issue against my knight on h5. There's no, queen coming out to take my knight on h5 if the bishop is on g4, and I thought after castles they could give a kick, and then, I don't know, just making a passing move. If I try this now, there's some tactic on this square with then queen takes knight. So my idea was with knight to h5 that on h3 I could take and then maybe jump into f4. I don't know. That's probably still just not the right idea though. And so, yeah, to give up the light square bishop for the knight, just to try and get the knight into f4, which there's no guarantee of. Anyhow. On the h6 move, they could always take with the queen, and they're watching over this. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone with the knight to h5. It's too soon to try for this maneuver. I should have opted for more development here. So queen b3, they could, I guess, get away with taking on b2, but didn't. Let's have a look at this. Here. And this is no good because of bishop here, or even stronger. So I'm not getting the pawn back. How could white maybe seen this a little bit better? I could see many players being fearful of this and just seeing it as, well, I lose a pawn, or I win a pawn, but my opponent's going to win it right back. But is there a way, maybe a question to be asking around this moment for white is there a way I can make good use of the squares that are weakened in the black position as a result of that pawn loss? The b7 pawn, what is he doing? He's controlling these squares. Queen a6, there's still pressure maintained on this square. It's what we might identify as unprotected now. One attacker, one defender. And there is a light square bishop around that could cause me a problem. I think this is winning material too. Yeah, that's a move as well. But this, eyeing up the unprotected rook. Okay, anyhow, they didn't go for that. Instead pushed in the center. And the evaluation changes there. The queens are off. I didn't really have another move to consider. Oh, I could still take the bishop here. My queen is protected. Okay, I should have done that. I went with this instead. Got my knight back. They want to take. I retreated. They're suggesting stay developed, but I would have gone all the way back. Push here. They're still really quick. They're going to get in that break on the queen side. And another thing, I don't want my knight on this. I don't know if I really like my knight on the edge here. Maybe this is a better idea. This knight for bishop exchange is much better if the queens are still on the board. Because maybe that pawn could turn out to be, I don't know, you could kind of combine that pawn with another pawn at some point. And look to attack the king by having a pawn with a little bit of depth, but he's one who is really well controlled. I mean, that's as far as he's going. I'm not getting an F3 ever. I'm just what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to understand some of the differences with an exchange on c4, or a case of doubled f pawns in a position where there aren't queens and are queens. I think I would much rather play this position with queens still on the board if I have my pawn doubled like this than without queens on the board. So maybe I should stay away from knight f4, although the computer doesn't seem to agree. Okay, well, a lot of stuff missed already up until this point. Went with a5, they went with a3. It's holding it as even. How could I have done better right around here? Takes. Rook invasion. Yeah, this is a moment I could make use of the open file. There's no reason you shouldn't be going there. You improve the position of your piece and you throw a strong punch. Okay. I went with B6, still trying my best to prevent this break, but in the end, what happened? The break still came about. This was a nice idea. And yeah, I am on the defensive now. I have to prepare to defend one of my pawns who is soon to be a target. If I take like this, guess who's the target? It's tough. It is tough. So they're suggesting just doubling. Oh. Okay. Then we could meet this move with rook here. I guess that this is an idea, and then I could come over. I don't know if I expressed it during the game, but what I really wanted to have happen is one pair of rooks come off. Just so I could have my king come over to the defense of the pawn without as much fear of some tactics. You know, it's still both knights and both rooks on the board. It's much more tactical. Computer likes bishop to c8. C8, yeah. It's only a half pawn advantage right around this point, but it's tricky to play on the black side. And that's a blunder. Right into the line of fire. Missed opportunity for my opponent. And I could basically resign. These guys are... White is playing with 3 rooks soon. 2 pawns on the 6th rank. Beasts. They even outweigh a rook. So, yeah, what am I to do here? Instead of bishop to e7, they want to just give up the bishop. And then come over. I don't know about king g7. I'd probably go like this. Knight here. Maybe I could even take, actually. I know they're getting a pawn, but this is maybe holdable, huh? Yeah, it says a pawn advantage, but I should be able to hold this. Still tricky. Okay, well, we didn't have bishop for knight exchange, and I am just worse off from here on out. No? Bishop here, rook to e1. It did pop up for a second. I thought that that would be strong, threatening knight discoveries, because this is the only square my king could be on to maintain control of my bishop. So yeah, rook to e1 would have been strong. Knight there, +4. They could take here. And now it's a connected pass pawn, and he's just a dead piece. Dead. I have no possibility of activating him either. If I touch this pawn, this knight will kill me. Okay. Yeah, dodged a great bullet many times over in this one. They had their opportunity to take on h6. G5 here. And I think, well, they certainly weren't in as much time pressure as myself. But, yeah, they had their opportunities. And now I'm just winning. The first time I get to develop my bishop. The first time that my light square bishop's presence is actually felt in the game. Only at this point do I actually, yeah, I'm winning from here, but lucky to have even gotten in this position clearly. And there's no defense here, I guess, for white. A knight here, I immediately attack him. What ran through my mind is capturing, but I saw that they could take, and then the knight has a way to escape. Although I guess things are still pretty good, but most convincing is to immediately just challenge this knight. And they could push. I could take here. And yeah. Then on this capture I could be quickly recapturing. It takes, I take the knight. Push here. And then slowly come over here with my king. My bishop is gluing everything together. And yeah, should be straightforward. I'm up a piece there. But yeah, lucky to have even gotten that position for sure. And finished off with that double checkmate. Yikes. Okay, well, a lot of things missed in that one. But as usual, feel free to leave any feedback in the comment section below to this video. And as usual, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care.